things got a little sideways at this past Tuesday's meeting, the 5th of May. I was watching live at home. I got rushed home from work to tune in. I wanted to see the library conversations. They were going to be discussing the organization, the forming of the Jackson County Library Board. I was tuning in live. She showed up wearing this red shirt. I didn't recognize it. I thought I could see the word king on it. I couldn't quite tell exactly what it was saying, but I made this post. Can anyone in attendance at tonight's meeting please tell me what her shirt says? And y'all responded. I got so many messages from people that were in the room, from people that were doing Google reverse image deals. I got messages from people that work at Lowe's that saw her in Lowe's wearing that exact same shirt. I got people that work at other businesses in town that have seen her wearing that shirt. It became very clear what shirt it was that she was wearing. And it was this turning point shirt. This is the turning point with Charlie Kirk's signature on it, which I thought was kind of like a little strange. That's definitely like intentional, but I didn't like necessarily put a whole lot of thought into it in that moment. However, when I woke up the next day and began doing a little bit of research, it became very clear that, because I'm not familiar with I pay attention to the local governments. I don't pay attention to a whole lot of other stuff. But it became very clear what this message was. Now, we've been pushing her. We've been pressing her a little bit in regards to her behavior. We've been having some laughs with her and stuff. So I don't know if this was intentional or not, or did she just pull the shirt out and throw it on and show up? Two eyewitnesses came forward this week and told me that just prior to the meeting, right before it started, she turned and looked at these two individuals on the left-hand side of the screen, the woman in the floral shirt and the man in the gray striped shirt. She turned and looked at those two, made eye contact with those two, and stated something along the lines that I probably shouldn't be wearing this shirt. Those words were stated by her, witnessed by individuals, members of the community that day, directed at these two individuals on the left-hand side of the screen. So she stated that she knew she shouldn't be wearing the shirt, and she did it anyway. So that got me thinking when I put the inquiry out there and I asked, what is this shirt? What does the shirt say? And y'all responded. And then one of the responses was, and so we very quickly knew what it was. However, one of the responses was, she stated to those two individuals that she knew she shouldn't be wearing that shirt. I probably shouldn't be wearing the shirt. So I started doing a little bit of digging, and I discovered, because, I'm an idiot. I'm a moron. I don't know anything about this stuff. I'm learning with you guys, right? I know how to use a computer and read. And so that immediately got me thinking, well, if she knew she shouldn't be doing that, is it legal for her to wear that shirt? And I did some digging and come to find out that there is a North Carolina statute that pretty clearly states no county equipment or funds can be used for partisan purposes. Now, the words on her shirt say, this is the turning point, right? So the words on her shirt say, this is the turning point. North Carolina statute states that no county commissioner can use county equipment, county funds, even the streaming service to promote a partisan agenda. So after doing some reading, I determined that the best course of action would be to file a formal grievance on Jenny Lynn Hooper for wearing that shirt to the meeting after she already stated that she knew she shouldn't be wearing the shirt. So I had to do a little bit of research on how to do that. I had to contact a notary to have the notary come in and sign it. So this grievance that I created the morning after the event is posted on our website as well, blackrabbitcollective.org. At the very top, it says formal grievance. And if you click on the little icon there, it pops out and you can get like a full size screen of it. Boom, there you go. And we're going to kind of go through it and read what this shit's all about because it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. So I typed up the grievance. I contacted a notary. We met up Thursday morning. The meeting was this past Tuesday. We drafted the grievance on Wednesday. On Thursday, I met a notary in a dim lit parking lot. It's like a shady drug deal. Me and the notary linked up and got that baby signed. And then I personally delivered it to the county attorney and Kevin King, the county manager's office. They scanned it in onto the record. They got it to the attorney. They got it to Mr. King. They got it to Mr. King's assistant. And I thought she said it's going like on the thing for the next meeting. I think they're going to be addressing it at the next meeting. So let's dig into the grievance just a little bit. I'm going to read you the whole thing. It's not very long. It's short. To the office of the county attorney and clerk to the board of commissioners. Now, when I walked into the clerk of the board's office, Mr. Kevin King, the county manager, was standing right next to her desk, kind of leaning on it. And he was on the phone. He had the phone up to his ear. And as I approached and started talking to her, he walked away down the hallway, never to return. But the formal grievance regarding violation of North Carolina General Statute 153A-99. I'm filing this formal grievance regarding the conduct of Commissioner Jenny Lynn Hooper during the regular public meeting of the Jackson County Board of Commissioners held May 5th. During the official proceeding, Commissioner Hooper was seated at the public dais, acting in her official capacity as an elected representative. She was wearing a shirt that featured the branding of Turning Point USA and the signature of its founder, Charlie Kirk. This meeting was conducted within Jackson County Justice Center, supported by county-funded staff and broadcast via official county live streaming equipment to the public. The violation itself, under North Carolina General Statute 153A-99, it is strictly mandated that no employee or official may use county funds, supplies, or equipment for partisan purposes or for the purpose of aiding the election or nomination of any person to public office. By utilizing the county's official meeting platform, facility, and broadcast technology to display advocacy branding for a partisan organization, the commissioner has effectively used public resources for partisan purposes. The organization featured on the apparel, Turning Point, has formally endorsed and funded Michael Whatley, a candidate who will appear on the Jackson County ballot for the U.S. Senate in the upcoming November 2026 election. Displaying this branding during an active election cycle constitutes a direct use of public resources to aid a partisan nomination and election in violation of North Carolina General Statute 153A-99. Jackson County Board of Commissioners has an inherent duty to maintain the neutrality of the public forums. The display of partisan advocacy apparel during a business session undermines the public's trust in the board's impartiality and creates a perception of bias in the execution of county business. I respectfully request the county attorney and the board initiate a formal review of the incident under the board's established rules of procedures and issues a formal censure or public statement clarifying the partisan advocacy apparel is prohibited during official county business. I guess I'm asking for an apology and a we won't do that again. Final page, notarized by none other, the kid, John Herrera. Met me in a shady, dim-lit parking lot. And they could, there's a part of this, like a part of me was like, I'll just, let it go. I'll just let it go. And it wasn't really until I found out that Turning Point had endorsed Michael Whatley. Michael Whatley is running for North Carolina Senate against Roy Cooper, a race that will be on every ballot for every constituent of Jackson County, right? There's the page right there. Turning Point, and this is Turning Point Action. And so like that's their PAC, that's their political organization. Here's a list of their 2026 federal endorsements. And you don't have to scroll far to see Michael Whatley, candidate for U.S. Senate in North Carolina. Right up here at the top, there's a little shop button. You click that shop button. Guess what you can buy there? Shirts. I'm hot and Republican. Freedom on tap. But there they are right there, right? So literally one click away. Michael Whatley, click the shop link. Takes you to the shirts page. I think it's safe to say, because I thought that they may argue that, it's just a thing for Charlie Kirk, which is fine. Wear it anywhere that you want, except for on the clock. Wear it anywhere you want, except for on the clock. But I thought they were going to argue that this is not a partisan thing, yada, yada, yada. It's just for Charlie. However, I don't think that there's any arguing if Turning Point is both. Michael Whatley has participated in Turning Point events recently. They have had him on stage. They have done events in the state of North Carolina during this election cycle. They are clearly a partisan organization. There's no getting around it. There is no argument. So I don't know what's going to come from this. I would like for Jenny Lynn Hooper to have to publicly apologize for her unethical and, quite frankly, disrespectful behavior. I don't want her to do it again. I don't know how much more of this we can take. Jenny Lynn Hooper, she knows better. She admitted prior to the meeting started that she should not be wearing that shirt. Turning Point endorsed Michael Whatley. She is wearing partisan merchandise, promoting partisan merchandise during the county commissioners meeting. Something has to be done. Now, if you want to know the type of person that Jenny Lynn Hooper is and why it's so important to stop, let's roll the tape back to last October.